The tale and the premise and the concept is really good. First off, Sir Gawain and the Green Knight is a tale that had not been told yet in cinema, and it's probably because it's extremely short, and I guess medieval enthusiasts just didn't feel the pull to do something like that. Everybody else before this director said, oh, we just want to do a King Arthur tale. But with Sir Gawain, his tale is about the fact that he doesn't really have a tale to tell yet, and he just wants to go out and do it. Now, I want to start by talking about similarities with the actual tale from 1,000 years ago or however old, and the movie. So in the original tale, the old lady witch who's kind of conducting this experiment is not Sir Gawain's mother. It is the old lady from the castle near the end of the movie. So it's someone that he doesn't know, who's just pulling the strings and all this stuff, right? Also, I don't know what was going on with the woman that he loves, or makes love to back in his hometown, and the mistress from the castle being the same person. I don't know what was up with that. I feel like that was just trying to say something or to be ambiguous, but I don't know. I don't know if I exactly felt it. However, I will say that in the original tale, that castle homeowner is the Green Knight. It's like a face reveal thing, where the old lady who's living in the castle releases the spell upon the Green Knight that makes him green, and then his face changes and it turns out to be that homeowner, that castle owner. So in this, that was not the case in the movie. And the fact that the lady who's conducting this entire experiment is his mom, honestly, I think was a good switch, except for one single thing. So in the original tale, the Green Knight does not kill Sir Gawain. Sir Gawain keeps the enchanted belt that he gets from the mistress of the castle on, and he flinches, and he says, wait, before finally he says, okay, I'm good to go. And Green Knight, instead of striking down to behead him, as Sir Gawain did to the Green Knight, he just kind of cuts his cheek and says, you passed the test of being honorable by getting ready for it, even though you kept the belt on, that kind of thing. And then the old lady, dispels the Green Knight and then sees that it's the castle owner. So the tale is a lot shorter. It was written a long time ago when the best stories weren't being told. The most epic ones were. And the most original tales. But the best, who knows? Either way, it's still a good tale and a good example of what honor means. And actually, I do also want to get into that. What the heck is honor? Because when I was a kid, I grew up on tales of old, and I always wondered, what is honor and yada yada, right? And then I didn't even think about the flip side, that honor seems to be this specific thing for men, and then, what's the word for woman when they want honor, right? It's said you must be a lady kind of a thing, and then men must have honor. What I've come to learn as I grow up, that just like time, it is a made-up construct, and it's basically just following rules. And I guess the reason why it's imposed most importantly upon like the medieval aged men, and specifically with knights, is because they were essentially the cops of the time. And so you don't want cops being corrupt. You want them to follow the rules that they impose upon the citizens of that ancient land, right? But unfortunately, what we know about those who seek power is that they usually do so because they want to hold it over others. It's that whole tale of power corrupts kind of a thing, right? And also the idea of chivalry wasn't exactly perfect. It's not this idealized version of what men should be, like respecting women and stuff. Chivalry was kind of insane because it was based on the rules of medieval time. So not all the rules can make sense. And in the tale of Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, in the original tale, it was a test to see if the knight would stand up to his word and face, and go seek out the Green Knight and face him after what he had done. But in the movie, they make it so that it's basically like, okay, bye-bye, it's like you beheaded the Green Knight, now the Green Knight beheads you, and that's for real. And the Green Knight isn't some dude doing a test on him, but literally just an actual monster. He's just a half wood, half man creature that lives in this abandoned chapel. And so what I gathered, this is my ending explained of the Green Knight, what I gathered from the movie was the witch mother of Sir Gawain and the sister of King Arthur and all that stuff. She saw her son as one who partakes in his own selfish desires and doesn't have much honor. He's an alcoholic, he's a sleuther, he's all of these things, right? And he has no tale to tell. And Sir Gawain himself also feels despair from this fact when sitting next to his uncle, and his uncle asks him for a tale, and what can he say other than he has no tale? The Queen says, "Yet no tale yet to tell," and that kind of triggers Sir Gawain to face this scary individual, this Green Knight that appears before them. And Sir Gawain's mother summons this creature, this Green Knight, knowing the Green Knight's tale, or the Green Knight's contract in the magical world, which is you summon the Green Knight, requests a game, and if anyone wishes to play the game, they must then uphold it. However, the thing is there any, consequence to not upholding it? I don't know. Unfortunately, we don't find that out. All we know is that the Green Knight is this separate entity. It's not being controlled by the mother. The mother just summoned it in the hopes that it would bring out courage in her son. I think that was the main thing. And then throughout the movie, she follows her son around, making sure he's okay, and also giving him this belt that is enchanted with impenetrability. She basically wants her son to become courageous, have honor, uphold his word, and uphold the mantle, basically, of being a future king, should King Arthur not have children, which in this movie he doesn't. I don't actually know in the tales if he's just shooting blanks or what's going on, but he doesn't have any kids in the Green Knight, so it's kind of up to Sir Gawain to uphold the kingship of the land of England, or whatever it was back in the day. So Sir Gawain goes on the quest. The belt is taken from him, the axe is taken from him. He goes on many journeys throughout his main quest that kind of allow him to build up his honor and show that he is a good person of good standing in the land. And then, unfortunately, upon reaching the castle, he is seduced, and his own sexual proclivities unfortunately come out. So, granted, the woman's kind of pushing it on him, but he does not reject her advances, and he is dishonorable. She jerks him off and says, "You're no fucking knight because you just did something bad. You're friends with my husband, and now we just performed a sexual act together with this handy. So, you're out, baby!" But he still takes the Belt of Enchantment, this extra one that the lady had on her, and then he goes off to face the Green Knight. So, here's kind of my TLDR of the ending of it, whether it makes sense or it doesn't make sense. The fox is the mom, and she's like, "Yo, don't fucking go to the Green Knight, bro." She could tell that her belt was taken off. She's like, "Just don't go. It's not worth it, bro. I'm your mommy, I love you, I'm worried for you. I set up this quest for you, but it's too dangerous at this point. Forget it. Just turn back. Just turn back, please." And he's like, "Fuck you, fox. Fuck out of my way." And he goes off to face the Green Knight, like an honorable knight. He imagines his future. That's kind of the twist, is that it's just he's imagining it, because he goes to the Green Knight, he waits, the Green Knight gets ready to axe him, he says, no, fuck this bullshit. Or he says, like, "Is that it?" And the Green Knight goes, "Yeah, were you expecting something else? So I'm gonna cut your head off." And he's like, "Well, fuck this shit." So he just heads out. He's like, "Fuck you, you little bitch." So he runs away, he finds a horse, he gallops back, he's ashamed, and then 20, 30 years pass of this shame that's holding over him, and this, like, I am not honorable, and I just want sex and power, and I want everything. And it comes to a point where he betrays the woman that he loves, makes love to, whatever. He has a child with her and just throws coins at her, like, after she's done giving birth, and just kind of, like, leaves her there to be in pain. He does terrible things, right, in this imagined future. And he becomes the king when King Arthur dies, and his son dies in battle, and then at the gates that people are coming, and the entire time he's, like, obsessed with wearing the enchanted belt that keeps him safe, until finally he's like, I'm not, like, we've lost, everything's lost, I've lost everything, nobody loves me, I'm surrounded by people who despise me, fuck this, and takes it off, and his head just falls off. And then he comes back too, and he's still there with the Green Knight, and the Green Knight's getting ready, and he says, "Wait, fuck this green belt of enchantment, and throws it down. And he's like, I will be 100% honorable. I will not be dishonorable. I am a knight, and I will prove it. And the Green Knight goes, very good, young knight. Now, off with your head. And like, taps him on the nose like he's fucking Santa Claus. And then that's basically how it ends. So that is the movie, in a nutshell. Is that this monster, this Green Knight, is summoned from Sir Gawain's mom to get him to become honorable. He goes on a quest, becomes honorable, but is still dishonorable because, you know, he's a sexually active boy, and he commits a crime of whatever it's called, coveting thy wife kind of a thing, right? And then he faces the Green Knight, and he takes off the belt that's supposed to protect him and says, fuck this shit, let's go. And the Green Knight's like, good for you, now off with your head. So, first off, the Green Knight got beheaded and got to live. So that's not fucking fair. Sir Gawain should be able to have that belt of invincibility. That's not fair. Fuck you, the Green Knight, you're not honorable for having this game where you live after what happened. I will say this though, and this is not, you know, it's like, magic isn't real or anything, but if some dude came to me and said, you strike me, and then in a year I get to strike you, I wouldn't decapitate them. Like, that seems like one hell of a stretch, right? Like, even though he's setting it up, he's like sticking out his neck, I'm like, no, I don't trust you or whatever kind of weird game you're playing. I'm instead gonna go for maybe your fighting arm or something. So he's like, hey, hold out your, you know, presumably most people are right-handed, hold out your right arm, and then lob that off, right? And then it's like, oh, I'll come get you in a year. And you go, okay, I'm going to be honorable now. Because at least then you don't have to die. But anyway, the point is that honor is supposed to be more than everything. More than yourself. More than life itself. All that kind of stuff. However, the Green Knight, it's unfair. He's playing by his own rules, basically, right? He gets to live and keep playing this game with people. But the one that's human, that will die from being beheaded, he just has to take that? That's bullshit. And so, this is a little bonus section now. I want to tell the real tale of the Green Knight. That movie's called The Green Knight, but it should be called Sir Gawain and Honor or whatever. I mean, the original tale is Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, and they just called it The Green Knight. It makes sense, right? Just drop the Sir Gawain. Just the Green Knight. However, I want to tell the actual tale of the Green Knight, and I'm going to do it right now. So fast forward 300, 500, 1,000 years. Witches here, witches there, people who accidentally stumble across the chapel, they all play a game with this Green Knight, this eternal, immortal monster that lives in the woods, where he says, strike me, and then I get to strike you in a year. And other people play this game, and they all play and lose. Until, like let's say 1,000 years later, and it's modern day. It's the year 2021. And some dude finds this cryptic thing online. Oh, if you summon this dude, then you can summon this Green Knight and then get a really cool axe for a year, and then you gotta face him. Some dude does it in modern times, and then the Green Knight shows up, he says his shtick, the person beheads him, he says, in 1 year I'm coming for you, and the motherfucker goes, what? It's like, you get to live, what are these rules? So the Green Knight goes away, and the person says, fuck meeting you, bro, I'm just gonna not do it. And then it creates this thing of, the monster has his games, and then the individual has to find out the specific rules of the game so that you can find a loophole for it, right? It's like a modern horror retelling spin of the Green Knight. And it can become something where it turns out if you meet up with the Green Knight at the chapel after the year, and then you set out salt or like herbicide or something and then light him on fire, just do some kind of like crazy sort of explosion-based third act where he just... There's a way that you can specifically kill the Green Knight to stop him from constantly regenerating and being able to kill all these people. That's like the final act of the Green Knight or something, right? Because it's like this monster guy, he's just a tree, he just gets to live forever and put his head back on is bullshit. I don't know. Anyway, that is my review of the Green Knight as it stands. Thank you for regaling me with your ears I tell you this tale. So, until next time, Primate Nation, sleep well, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.